Sorry, I was just finishing up a document for this video, but today's video is going to be on the sales call on Upwork. So someone requested it in the comments last video, so I just decided that I'd write out a little document. I follow a template loosely for the sales call, but I really base it off of who I'm talking to, how the call is going, what's it about, and then I kind of adjust accordingly to the person I'm talking to. But I have this as a template that I use and generally look at, but at the same time, I don't follow this every single time when I'm on the call. I play it by ear, and like I said, I play it by the people who I'm talking to. So first things first is when you apply for the job, and if they message you within, let's say, a day of the job being posted, you want to try to get on a call as fast as possible. So in my cover letter, the question I normally ask is, when are you available for a 15-minute call? I would love to talk more about the position. So even in my cover letter, I'm asking to get on a call. The goal is to get them from Upwork onto a call as quick as possible. So once you get onto the call, first things first is you have to establish authority. So just ask them questions. Take control of the call. The second they start interviewing you as if it's a job, you've lost the authority, and that's something that you want to kind of hold on to as long as you possibly can on a sales call. Come out of the gate asking a bunch of questions. Ask, how big is your business? How long have you been in business? Where are you from? Like just general small talk. This gives you a sense of what you want to charge for your rate. Because generally, if they're a startup, you're not going to charge a startup as much as a Fortune 500 company. If you were to work for one or the other, one is going to be a very small retainer and the other is going to be much higher because they can afford a much higher retainer. So start asking them qualifying questions. What forms of marketing do they use? See how knowledgeable they are on your services or other services. Ask their experience with other marketers. What was good or bad about their experience? What did they like and not like? This will give you more information into what exactly they're looking for and how they want their services to be produced, who they're looking to work with, maybe if they're even the right fit for you, right? Because what if these guys are just super anal and just someone that you can tell is going to be micromanaging you the entire time? Maybe they're not someone you want to work with. Reverse engineer the call to make it so you're almost interviewing them. So after the qualifying questions to kind of see where the company's at and what they're looking for, ask questions about the job at hand. Ask them what exactly they are looking for you to fulfill. Ask them questions like, what about my profile stuck out to you versus all the other freelancers that applied? What was it about me that intrigued you the most to get on this call? After you establish what they're looking for and you've made small talk and you've established authority, start making recommendations. If they're looking for a Facebook advertiser, start making recommendations about audiences or ad sets or the creative. Just start making recommendations. It establishes more authority and shows them that you are very serious about working with them. If you do a good enough part even on this section of the sales call, they'll be likely to just be like, all right, that sounds confusing and I love your recommendations. When do we start? So that alone could be a close. But after this, if they're still not sold on the idea, then you move into the closing section of the sales call. So moving into the closing section of the sales call, it all depends on how the rest of the call played out. So if the client was set on what they want, you gave them recommendations, they loved it, then you move into a closing script. If they were unsure about what they want, you made recommendations, they're like, yeah, maybe that could be good, maybe that couldn't, they were just unsure, don't close them, offer to send them a proposal. And after you send them a proposal, then hop on another call, and then that's when the closing would happen. Or maybe you don't even have to hop on a call and you can just talk to them through Upwork. So moving into the closing section is very straightforward. So start off by repeating what your recommendations were. So what I'm gonna do for you is take over your Facebook ads at this budget. I'm going to create this creative and blah, 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 blah. Whatever you just recommended to them. And then after that, you're gonna wanna discuss price. You wanna make your pricing as straightforward as possible. So a hourly rate is the most understandable thing from a client's perspective. So if you tell them, you know what, it's gonna take me 10 hours a week, which is an hour and a half a day, and it's gonna be $150 a week because my rate is $15, that's very straightforward, rather than just saying it's gonna be $1,000 a month, and that's that. So after you give them your pricing, whatever your pricing is, move into your closing statements. So after you've went through your recommendations, your pricing, then you preface it by saying, so if I was able to achieve everything that I just recommended in what amount of time, that would make sense to move forward with me, correct? Super powerful because you're asking them another qualifying question like, am I the right candidate? And then even if they want more information after this, you can still send them a proposal, which a lot of people on Upwork don't want to take the time to do. So you got to go above and beyond sometimes to get the client, but it's completely worth it. So I hope this video wasn't too confusing. This is the first time I've actually written out and kind of went through what I do on a sales call. So it might come across as a little confusing and it might not be very structured, but hopefully I was able to add some value. See you next week for another video. Thanks for watching.